With us. Now, we've been hearing damning testimony from the state capture inquiry all week and the weeks before that. OUTA wants the ANC to take action, to act against some of its more prominent members. Now, joining me now from our Cape Town studios is Lawson Naidoo from the Council for the Advancement of the South African Constitution. Lawson, thank you so much for joining us as always. Now, we have, the media have repeatedly been going to the ANC for comment. Within days of more and more shocking statements and allegations coming out of the Zondo Commission. And their reaction to each of those approaches have repeatedly been the Commission needs to run its course. It's not a court of law. We will not act until the Commission has run its course. But the matter really is more urgent than that, isn't it? They do not have to wait for the Commission to run its course.
Indeed, that is very much the case. I think the correct statement that was made there is that the Commission is not a court of law. So at the end of the process, the Commission will issue a report and make recommendations. But where there is clear evidence emerging of, wholesale corruption involving senior members of the government, ministers that serve in the cabinet, senior members of parliament, corrupt tenders amongst various government departments, there is surely an onus on the president to act now and simply not sit on his hands and say he's going to wait for another 2 years for the Zondo Commission to produce its report. I think that is totally unacceptable. This is a crisis that the country is facing, and if President Ramaphosa is serious about cleaning out corruption, he needs to be seen to be taking action.
Some would say that what is the point of having a commission like this if you're actually going to admit that it's going to take 10 years and if you're only going to act after that, what really is the point? The damage could be even far worse than it is right now.
Well, let's just look back at the Parliament Commission of Inquiry into the Marikana massacre. That report came out several years ago, and we're still waiting to see the recommendations from Judge Farlam being implemented. So, to say that we're going to wait for the end of the Zondo Commission could well mean that we're going to be waiting for many, many more years. I think there are serious issues to be dealt with here. There's evidence that the Special Investigating Unit had investigated various Bosasa tenders several years ago. Those reports were handed to the National Prosecuting Authority. No action was taken. We now hear evidence this week that senior figures within the NPA were bribed not to pursue those matters. Those are issues that need to be dealt with immediately and should not have to wait till the end of the Commission of Inquiry. There are various other issues that the President needs to act on. There are Bosasa tenders across many government departments. They continue to earn revenue from the state as we speak now, and that needs to be brought to a stop. There should be an immediate investigation by each government department. The Auditor General should be allowed to go in and scrutinize all of those tenders and bring them to a stop if they have been irregularly awarded.
I suppose it's not helping that the MPA at the moment is still in a bit of a flux, if you can call it that. I don't know what else to really call it. They would be the body that one would look to take that kind of action and to do so swiftly.
Well, indeed, and fortunately we don't have long to wait for Advocate Shamila Batoy to take over. She assumes office on the 1st of February, which is next week. So, she's got a lot on her plate as she steps into that office. But, dealing with some of these high-profile matters and these matters that have come to the fore in recent weeks is going to be, amongst her top priorities. So we certainly hope that we'll begin to see some action from the NPA very, very shortly.
As you've just stated, I mean, we've heard names of high-profile people in office and also people in office that we've only just heard of over the last few months. But the point is they are in office. And I suppose one cannot overstate the fact that this, if it's allowed to run its course without any action being taken, will also do serious damage to the image and the respect for South Africa's very democracy.
Well, indeed. I mean, if we're simply going to hear, incredible revelations about the extent and breadth of corruption, how senior political figures were in the hands of corrupt business people, and we sit back and do nothing about it. That has a significant impact our democracy. It has a significant impact on creating the right investment climate in South Africa, which the President says is top of his list of priorities. So cleaning out government, tackling corruption has got to be high up on his agenda. And he needs to take action on these matters. He cannot simply ignore them and hope that he'll deal with them perhaps only after the election.
Just very quickly before you go, I interviewed the acting chief of SARS, and they have sent out a statement saying that they are watching intently at what is coming out of the Zondo Commission, and indeed will be acting on leads that they are picking up from the Commission. That is encouraging, is it not?
Well, indeed, I think, and the point I was making earlier is that all state entities should be doing that, looking at this information and evidence that's emanating from the Zondo Commission and acting within their areas of jurisdiction as appropriate. There needs to be action, there needs to be consequences for the rampant looting that has taken place, not just in the last 10 years, but clearly now for a much longer period of time than that is being revealed in the Bosasa, revelations.
We'll leave it there for now. Lawson Naidoo from the Council for the Advancement of South African Constitution, coming to us live from our Cape Town studios. We thank him for his time.